calling in as the director of the United Way. And joining us, usually talk about what's the update. I know the United Way is a year-round operation. You kind of focus a fundraising effort over a short period of time. I guess, educate me. Where are we at in the cycle of the United Way?
Sure, you bet. Well, we are now in our second quarter of our fiscal year, working on campaign, working to continue to get the word out, continuing to reach out to businesses, individuals for donations. You know, the funds really support great programming throughout Clinton County. You know, we have some programs. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library is one of those programs that touches literally every single community throughout the county, providing books for young children. So we, you know, support programs from education, health and wellness, financial stability. So we're working on that campaign, always working to get information out, get donations in to help support those causes. We have our annual meeting comes up next week, where we really celebrate and honor our partner agencies, the volunteers involved with United Way, you know, our board members, but also our citizen review committee that looks at our applications, makes that difficult decision, how to disperse the funds that we receive. And then we, you know, celebrate our other volunteers that help with our Forks and Pork fundraiser and our annual campaign kickoff in the fall. So we're busy, you know, and now we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for board members to join us to help lead us in our mission to support nonprofits and strengthen residents throughout Clinton County, but also looking for members to take the time to look at the applications for funding that we receive.
You mentioned that over the years, and there's, I guess, no secret, the United Way, they've been around for a long time.
Yes.
People maybe should have an idea what the United Way does. Mm-hmm. How do you pick what organizations, what nonprofits, what's eligible for United Way funding that people donate to you, and they know that it does good work, but how do you then, what organizations are eligible to get that money that flows through the United Way?
Absolutely. The organizations that receive United Way funding need to be 501c3 charitable organizations. And really, we focus on three main areas. Education, so educating our youth from birth all the way through, all the way to college even. You know, a key feature, one thing that we really focus on is early childhood literacy. You know, research has shown that children who are proficient in reading by the end of third grade do better in high school and in life in general, because up to third grade, you're learning to read, and after third grade, you're reading to learn. So that proficiency really makes a difference in future success. Programs that support health and wellness, anything from healthy foods, access to health care for women and children really are our focus, but really the whole family. You know, access to quality health care, financial stability, helping people get access to those programs that can help them on those one-off situations where they maybe can't make rent this month. So we support programs that provide rent assistance or utilities assistance, food pantries again. We have a program that supports legal needs at no cost to low-income individuals. So really, it's a pretty broad spectrum, but we focus on education, health and wellness, and financial stability.
And then you mentioned, and you probably talked about this on the show, people who are associated with the United Way understand this. Help me track here, so because you said your fund drive kicks off in the fall, so we can prepare for this.
Yes.
Tell me what happens. Track my money. I donate.
Sure.
I write out my check or submit my credit card, whatever. However you do it nowadays. Mm-hmm. Venmo, Zelle, whatever.
Yep.
Get your money. You take my money. I donate to the United Way. Tell me, track my money. Track my dollar. What happens to it? How does that process
Sure,
work?
Absolutely. So first, you know, our campaign kicks off in the fall. So we spend most of October, November, December really pushing hard to get the word out, get information packets out to businesses, individuals, to run workplace campaigns in particular is what we really focus on in the fall. January, February, we start looking at getting the word out to partner agencies, to nonprofits about application process. We start accepting applications in this year, the beginning of March 1st. Applications will be due March 30th.
Can I think about that one?
Yeah, I did. I've got so many dates in my mind here. And then, then also in tandem with that, we're working at assembling our citizen review committee that will look at those applications and then also attend presentations from the nonprofit partners, and then make that difficult decision how those funds are allocated. And then our campaign wraps up September 30th is when our fiscal year ends. So that's when we have a final number to know exactly, right now we're working at making a projection as to how much we're going to take in our campaign. So we're trying to make that projection for how much money we are going to be able to allocate to our agencies. And then by September 30th, we have that final number, and our first allocations checks then go out December 15th to our partner agencies.
Imagine that all this money comes in and you run it through the cycle. You mentioned businesses. Can individuals, some people may be listening who may fall into the category of, I'm not employed anymore. Can they still donate to the United Way? No, because a lot of and being around, a lot of the times you mentioned businesses and you do a lot of presentations and you talk about the business, but there are a lot of folks who maybe are self-employed or maybe they've stepped out of the workforce and
Yes.
I'll use the word retired. Can they still donate?
Oh, absolutely. We accept donations from individuals as well as businesses, individuals, anybody. That's why we try to come on the radio once a month to try and get the word out there, keep in people's minds that United Way is an option. We do the hard work of screening the agencies to get the funding, trying to make the best use of our donation dollars to make the biggest impact throughout Clinton County, but we absolutely can accept donations from individuals.
We kind of made light, but how can people donate? Because I know there's all kinds of systems and people handle money differently now. It used to be you wrote a check. That was pretty simple. Now there's all kinds. What kinds of ways can people donate as they look ahead? Because writing a check now is not almost a lost art.
Oh boy, we still accept checks. We don't get too many of them, but we definitely accept checks. We do receive IRA distributions that come directly from the investment companies, from individuals. We've received a number of those this year. We can also, we have PayPal account, we have Stripe, Venmo, pretty much any way that a person can think. If you go to our website, clintonunitedway.org, up in the upper right-hand corner, there is a button you can push to donate, to make an online donation.
And it tells you all the different ways you can.
Yes.
That's a different world now.
Boy, it is. It's changed a lot.
Lee, any of the other quick notes you want to make sure to mention?
No.
Again, you mentioned the website. If somebody's got questions, they can go to the website. What is the website address? How can people find out more?
Absolutely. Our United Way website is clintonunitedway.org. You can also give me a call at the office. The phone number is 563-242-1209.
Thanks, Alethea, for coming in today, talking about the Clinton County United Way.
Thank you for having me.
Total Phone Repair in Clinton is your one-stop shop for repairs on phones, gaming consoles, tablets, computers, and